this morning. Today is July 17th and we are going to be painting a beautiful landscape, and hopefully I can do justice to it. This is the image that I'm going to be drawing from or painting from, and I'm going to be using acrylics today. Welcome. Please say hi if you're here. It would be lovely to know who is here in the chat. So let's have a look. This tape is really not that good. I should probably tape it underneath as well. And if you, hi Melly, how are you? Is it storming already in them? And I didn't put whose this was. This was from Christina. Is it storming already in Toronto? Hi Melissa, or Melissa, that is Melissa. Hi Louise. Melly says, I'm awake, it's weirdly dark out and no storm yet. I think it's coming. And hello Kelly, nice of you to join us again. So I'm just gonna get my palette ready, and this is the image. If you are part of a group, you will have this image already. This is from Bernadette, and it is it's a personal photo of Key West. It's a Key West sunset. Absolutely stunning. I'm not sure if I'll do it justice, but we will try. We will try, we will try. So, yeah, I have a big pot of white. Always good to have more white than not. And I'm not sure, like I cleaned up my studio and now I can't find stuff. So give me 1 second. I should have a spoon to take the white out. Or a spoon or a palette knife. I really didn't want to use, you know what, I'll just use a piece of paper or a card. Here we go. Good morning, Nanette. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, beautiful place. Good morning, Joanne. And Teresa, no rain here yet. It's supposed to storm, right? Isn't that true? I gotta get me some palette knives, or even just some plastic knives and forks. I think that would be sufficient. Absolutely. So I'm painting with acrylic. I've taken way too much white out, but I think I'm going to do some painting after anyway. I've been doing a lot of admin stuff this week and need to just spend a couple of hours. Also looking after the other pup meant that I could get a lot of admin stuff done because I would go over to their house, hang out with the other pup, and but not be in my studio. And it's weird not being in your studio, in your space, but it's okay. I got all the boring stuff done. If you, for some reason, the video, I put it on the Padlet yesterday and it didn't save. I'm not sure if I was in an area where my Wi-Fi was bad. Anyway, it's up now. So if you are part of the summer workshop group, that replay is up. We painted some little deer yesterday. It was very fun. This is one of the little ones that we did at the end, and another one is tucked under here somewhere. Raiku-chan, it was oil painting. This is acrylic. Yeah. And the workshop, if you're talking about that, that was mixed media. Hi, Melissa. How are you? Melly says, hi, Sarah, Nanette, Louise, Joanne, and Teresa. Nice of you all to join this morning. It's Thursday. It's art hang party. It's drawing hive day. It's Thursday again. And hello, Roiku-chan. Let me know where you're all coming in from. I know a lot of you, but it would be nice to just get a, you know, hello from, we'll see who in the world is here. And yeah, so let me move this over a little bit because this way you can see my mixing. And I'm going to move my coffee over to this side. Whoop, almost spilt that. So I like the tray, but it kind of limits me to one side, which is okay. Let's move it. Can you see it now? I think you can see it now. Michelle Humphrey is from Chicago. Welcome from Chicago. I need a much bigger brush. I'm going to grab a couple of large brushes. I do have this one. That's not large enough either. All right. We'll see what we can do with these 12s, 10s and 12s and a flat. Melissa's from Toronto. Natty says, hello, Blue Shine Art community. Hello, Natty. How are you? Okay. Would I change anything of this? Probably just where the horizon is. It's a hard one because there's so much beauty in the water and there's so much beauty in the sky. So that is a tough one, whether I will change it or not. I'm just going to have a look because, I mean, it is all about the water, but the sky is kind of crazy beautiful. Not sure whether to bring, like, just to leave that, but just to bring it a little bit further down, like lower, and just, I can repeat this water lower down here. This would be great to do in oils because you're going to need a lot of smooth and softness there, but I'm not sure if I can capture that. We'll see. Melly, also from Toronto. Natty W says, it's really Thursday, LOL. It is. Today is Thursday, Natty. And Natty says, hello from Western New York. And Nanette says, rainy day again, Pennsylvania. It's gonna be rainy here, like it is. We're expecting a lot. I could also try this one upside down. I mean, that may be an option. It may be a really good option, actually. Should we do another upside down one? I think I'm going to. All right, I'm going to. Only because I think it would just take away the stress. We went out for a really nice sushi dinner last night with some friends and had some wine. I don't drink at all really at home, and so the wine has kind of hit me. All right, mine's upside down, and I want to stick this on this page. Melissa says, hopefully the rain will breaks the heat. Yes, hopefully that would be great. I think it's supposed to. Like, I looked at the temperatures for this weekend, and I think the lows are going to go down to 17, which is nice because they've been like 25, 27. And then with the humidity was awful yesterday, really bad. Okay, who's doing it upside down with me? Anyone? Good morning, Maria. Maria and I are live tomorrow, so I know Maria, we got a chat today about that. So, anyone want to do it upside down with me today? No one said yes. Okay, I'm gonna raise my horizon to up here. So, oh, maybe I could tape all the way around so I get a nice edge. I can also crop it too. You know, there's nothing wrong with cropping your image a little bit after the fact, like just chop, chop, chop and get rid of those messy edges and then remount it onto a nice piece of paper. You can do that. So this is just heavy cardstock that I have here. It's the fun part, the mixing. You have to be careful with skies that you don't get green skies when you're mixing the yellow and the blue. I feel like I need a little mister, not like a male around. Someone who mists my page, a little mister like a spray bottle. Ha ha, not a mister. Teresa says, sitting on front porch watching your live and it's muggy, but I'll be indoors all day after that. I know. Nadia says, upside down. Yeah, you doing it upside down? Melissa says, aren't you live today? No, it's tomorrow, Friday. Friday at 10 a.m. Not today. Hopefully I didn't put it for the 17th. I don't think I did. Now I've got to check. Let's have a look. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Yep, not today. Michelle Humphrey says, LOL, I'm painting with you, but not with you, upside down. Because I'm making a mail to send to my son at camp next week. Oh, lovely. No, that's okay, Melissa. It just, you know, it confirms that I'm not going crazy. Not saying that you're going crazy, but yeah, it just confirms that I'm not, because, you know, that'll be just what I would do, is book it for Friday, thinking it's Friday, and then it turns out to be Thursday. All right, so I am going to use the tape for just to block in the sky, and I'm going to work on the sky, and then I'm going to work on the water, because I'm using, usually I wouldn't, like, especially if it was watercolor or gouache, because I'd be using the same colors, but really there aren't too many of the same colors in the water down here, so I'm going to just do this so that I get somewhat of a straight line. And it's really, it's the I could have done this on really great quality really great quality watercolor paper, but I don't have any really great quality hot press paper. So I feel like we should do a month of skies as well. We've done a month of water. Maybe we should do a month of skies. Next month though, I think we're going to have a little bit of a, not a break. I'm still going to be showing up. And a lot of us were drawn towards the 3 material month. I think that starts, when does that start? Is it August? I know that there was a day thrown out there. I may have to use my dryer in between this. I am going to. Sorry for the noise. Good morning, Meryl. How are you? Good morning, Susan. Hi, Amy. How are you? No, I'm not live with Sam today. Sam has a party today. That's who's live today. Sam and I were live last week, Melissa. It's totally fine. You know, you're just... You have a lot going on. When do you start your new job? Let's change the subject. Yeah. Is that a dryer? Yes. Do you not have one, Nanette? They're super cute and very cheap. They could be mistaken for maybe something else, but they are a heat gun, and it never actually gets too hot here, so I don't use the little stand. You just have to be careful, because I think, who was it? Was it Meryl who burnt your paper? No, who was it who burnt your paper the other day? Yeah, they're like $15. They're really inexpensive, and they're just handy. Then that says, no, I need to add it to my list. Melly says, LOL. And Melissa Martin says, Monday, I think. So we have a lot of North America here with us today. Do we have any Europeans? I wanted to ask how you guys were doing, because I know that you guys have been going through a heat wave as well. Is Patty here today? Maybe she's not. Oh no, was she traveling to New York, or is that tomorrow? All right. Paper Brass says, hello, just joined the live from the UK. Hi, Pippa. You know, I haven't heard the name Pippa for many, many years. My sister growing up in just outside London in the southeast of England, had a friend at school called Pippa, and that was the only Pippa that I knew. So welcome, Pippa. Not a name we hear. I'm in Canada, not a name we hear in Canada at all. Very British. How is the UK, by the way, Pippa? Joanne says, not here, 20 degrees Celsius, but humid. Oh, okay. Nanette says, hey, I got a crown. Oh, Maria says, what could it be mistaken for, Shar? Tell us. Yeah, I'm not saying. Teresa laughs. Meryl says, I found my baby photos on my tablet for our Saturday morning Zoom meeting. Yay. Yes, by the way, and Melissa, lovely photo. You have not changed a bit. Super cute. Has everybody put their photos in? We are having a paint and draw session with my BSA club group, our lovely creative group here. And that is Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, celebrating Meryl's birthday as well. And the session is called Who We Were. So you need to find pictures of when you were little. I hope you guys can make it. It's going to be fun. I love looking at little baby pics. All right, I think I need some purples. Can I make a purple with these two? This is a cadmium red. I didn't pull out the magenta. I may be able to. Let's have a look. You know what? I think I'm going to have to do it the other way around. Which is first make a pink and then, yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that. Pippa says, hot, but we've been hotter inland. I'm lucky. I'm on the coast. Oh, lovely. Which side are you on? East, west, south? And Melissa says, or Melly says, I put a photo in this morning. I hope to come. I have to go in early to work, but I should still be able to come. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I know it's work day for some people. Okay, I'm going to go about this the other way around and make a pink and then add the blue. Colors are a little bit temperamental sometimes. Like sometimes it just works out better to make the lighter tone and then add a little bit rather than, and I'll show you how this will change. So I'm going to take a little bit of the blue and add it here to the pink to get that purple, like the hue that I want there. Actually, I think I'm going to need, I need some more bluey grays as well. So I'm going to add some more blue to that. I'm just going to have a few different. And there's some oranges here too, but you got to be careful that it doesn't turn into a brown. Isn't mixing fun? Especially with acrylics. Would have been much more fun with oil because all this paint would have still been wet and then I can blend it. okay. Pippa says South Coast near Hampshire now, was south of London before I moved here. Okay. I grew up near Sevenoaks. I'm sure you know it. And C says, oh, C says, the Zoom has disappeared for me this morning. Could not find it. What Zoom? And Melly says, is it at 7 or 7:30? Oh, on Saturday? It's at 8. I think I made it 8 because weekends I usually connect with my parents and I don't like all week. I know I like speaking to my parents, so, and that's a good time for me to speak to them. So I usually don't do them. It's usually at 7 a.m. So I left that, made sure that I had time to speak to them. Last week it was a little bit of a rush, and I don't like making them feel like they're second best kind of thing, or second to, you know, gotta go, gotta meet up with my crew. Oh, this is crooked. I don't think it's me. I think it's the camera. Oh, Melissa says, see the link to the Padlet is in Char's chat, and then the Zoom is in the Padlet. And she says, thanks, Melissa. Yes, I'm using acrylics, Meryl. Melissa says, you can create an event in your calendar as a reminder and add the Zoom link in the description. I know, I'm sorry. I was going to make a Luma, and then I'm like, oh, I was out and I was busy, and yeah, I can still make a Luma, but I think we all know that it's on. Everybody sees it. Did you get an email, everybody? It should have come in as an email. I'm really slow this morning, aren't I? Like really slow. If you're just joining and you see me painting upside down, it's because I had a glass of wine yesterday and I don't think I can paint right side up, so it's much easier for me to paint upside down. I'm blaming the wine for not being capable of painting right side up. No, it takes the stress off needing to get it all right, so I like painting upside down. Especially when it's something that I'm not exercised in. C says, I have a crown today. They're lavender. Oh, nice. And Kim says, I'm currently working on still life oil on canvas. Ooh, I look forward to seeing that, Kim. And C says, the Meryl posting spot has disappeared for me. It has. It should be in the chat. If you go back into chat, it'll be in there. Chat on Substack. It shouldn't have disappeared. It is there. There's a picture of my sister and my sister's climbing over a sty. What's with the crowns? Kind of silly, no? It's a game, I guess, that... Oh, hi, Martina. Good afternoon. It's something that I think YouTube is trying to bring in a little bit of fun with their people who come in, and any viewers, if you communicate a little bit more, you get a crown. I think it's just to encourage chat within the morning sessions, or within any sessions, basically. Yeah. Okay, C says I found it. Great. And Martinez, Melissa says, very silly, Susan. They're trying to get more engagement on live streams. Thanks. That was put better than I could put it. Nadia says, oh, you're a good daughter. Nadia says, I have to stalk my daughter to get her to phone call. LOL. She's spreading her wings. Yeah, I don't know. My daughter, my daughter's, well, one of them still lives with us, but the other one who lives away, I don't speak to her so often, but she's usually good with me just messaging and saying, can we chat? See, it's not wet. It dried so quickly. Darn it. My clouds are definitely darker than the ones in the photo. See, this is just the sky. This is a great photo, Bernadette, but oof, not an easy one. Not that any photo is easy, but there's a lot to this one. Kelly has been very quiet this morning. For those of you who are here who don't know, Melissa, who's on here, she has a Thursday evening fun drawing session and is drawing trees tonight with everybody, and she shares reference throughout her YouTube live, and that's at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's art hang party on Melissa's channel. So if you want to go and draw some trees tonight, head over there at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to draw some faces, the Visual Arts Passage has a drawing session also at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you check out my Instagram, I don't think I have, yeah, check out my Instagram stories, and I will put both of those with links in my stories. Probably later after I've gone for a walk with Piper. Okay, I could really get lost in these clouds. I should probably move on to the water, seeing as it is water is the water is the topic. No, I definitely don't have the beautiful purples. Anyway, it's a very cloudy sky. Lovely colors within this. Yes, beautiful colors in the photo. Really, really special. Okay, I'm going to take this off and I'm going to just, oh, see, this tape is a little bit too sticky. That's not good. I'm going to dry this. I forget how textured, whoops, that didn't dry. I forget how textured acrylic can be. All right, let's get moving with our water. Melissa says in Substack, if you press and hold or right click the main chat where it says Blue Shine Art with Charlotte Hamilton, you can pin it so it'll always stay at the top of the list. Ah, thanks, Melissa. And Nanette says, my kids and I do a lot of messaging almost daily. When it gets too lengthy, we just end up calling. Yeah. And you're welcome, Melissa. Reb, good morning, Reb. Kim says, I have 3 very young grandchildren, 2 adult daughters. They stalk me. I love it, actually. Funny how the tables have turned. Yeah. And then it says, I'm going to drink a lot of coffee today so I don't fall asleep again before art hang party like I did last week. Yeah, and Melissa says, take a nap. That's probably a great idea. Nanny says, lovely colors within this photo. Oh, well done on capturing the cloud formation. I think that was probably the upside down that helped me with that. Natty, for sure. I'm just going to get the under colors in here. Can just be super loose with these colors. I want to keep that horizon line though, for sure. Yeah, I think there'd be a huge difference painting this with oils. Natty says, Nanette, I've done that once or twice before when I've had a long day. I set everything up near my bed, ready to go, and then fallen asleep. And Nanette said, that's what I tried to do last week and guess I should have set an alarm. Yeah, maybe. That alarm is really important. Now, if I had enough acrylic inks, maybe I'll go and get some more acrylic inks. I'm running low on some of the colors, but I think maybe I'll do that for our Substack Live, Maria, is use acrylic inks. And that would be quite cool. All right. I'm going to get some waves in here. These are definitely going to have to be darker. And actually looking at this, I can make the bottom part of this cloud here much darker. It's amazing that only like until you start putting darker values on and you have that contrast, you really don't see the contrast until then. What have I got? 15 minutes. And if you're looking at this and you can see the photo, it's not going to be exact, by the way. I'm just capturing the essence of the piece. Don't want to disappoint anyone's, expectations of me getting it exact, because that's not going to happen. My paper has gone a little bumpy down there. This would be good to do on board as well, like with acrylics. There's some bluer areas down here, so I'm going to bring in the lighter blue grays. Teresa, are you part of our Toronto chat group? I'm not sure if you got added to it. We have a Toronto chat group, so if anyone's doing anything, we just pop it in there, and then we can have meetups. If you want to be added, let us know, and Melissa will add you. Bernadette, hi. You're welcome, Bernadette. Thank you for the image. It is definitely a challenging image, but it's a good challenge for sure. For sure, for sure. And like I said to everybody, it's not going to be an exact representation, so to not, you know, don't want to disappoint. This definitely needs to come a little bit further over, and I need to break up. This is fine. It does have a little bit of a line of pink all the way down there. It's very odd. And then there is a bit more. Oh, that's too light. I think there's a little bit of reflection of that pink in there against that dark. Acrylic, for some reason, it doesn't have the same flow as, ooh, shoot, almost lost my paintbrush, as gouache. Like, I feel gouache is definitely, and I like the way that gouache, I can reactivate it on the page, whereas the acrylic, it's really just pass by pass, unless you're very quick and your paint is super impasto-ish so that it doesn't dry. I'm going to figure out what's happening down here. Let's take the darker green color. There's so many colors in this image, like I'm getting a bit lost. So many colors. Need to get a dark again. Oh, Maria, you said that would be fun. I probably said something. Natty says, Nanette, I get up around 3:30 a.m. So by the time 7 p.m. comes around, I'm a bit tired. Hubby goes to work early, and Veridu likes an early morning romp around the yard. By 5 a.m., she's rearing to get outside. And Natty says, new sniffs. Right. Dogs like those early mornings. Piper's not too bad, but I've been trying to get up early for the other pup so that I can take him for a nice long walk. See, I feel like it's a lot harder with, I think maybe gouache would have been a better option, but we'll see. They're like really soft transitions between the waves. And a lot of pink up here as well. Oops, too light. How are we doing for time? 7 minutes. All right, we got this. We can do it. I may have to turn it right side up. Okay. I'm gonna get this turquoisey blue. Pippa says, I love watching people paint. I'm always in awe of the finished piece and the artist. In my head, I can do the same, but what comes out my hand on paper is akin to nursery class. No, I'm sure it's, you know, like, and really is that like some people's nursery class is what they want to be drawing like. So it all depends where you want to be with your art. But yeah, like if you want to get something realistic, I think you just have to get over the wanting it to be perfect all the time and just enjoy the learning and the process, because I know that this isn't going to be, it's not going to be perfect, but I'm learning as I'm going. So and then Natty says it reminds me of Art Deco vintage colors. Oh, Teresa says I'm not, and I would love to join. Okay, I will. If I can't add you, then Melissa will add you. I thought this sunset was beautiful with the colors. We took a boat ride to see it at a special vacation a few years ago on Key West. It's gorgeous, really gorgeous. Definitely not easy to paint though. I think I don't have the, I think I need to bring in some darks again and then change shapes with my paint. And maybe I need like 5 brushes going at the same time as well with different colors. Okay, let's just get a much darker, almost a dark blue I need. Susan says, Shah, would you consider using watercolor for one of the water photos? Just curious. I can. And Kelly says, how would you think would sound like A? Like an A, you mean? Pippa says, oh, now he says, Pippa throwing positive art thoughts to you. And now he says, I literally see 2 art pieces within this painting. Embrace the brush marks. Yes. And then he says, top is trees with the moon that's setting, and the opposite is a scene in sunset. My mind works in strange ways. Sorry, I scrolled up and now I'm trying to scroll down. Nanette says, I'm up at 5 a.m. but no pups to walk. I tried to get my cat out, but she runs in fear when she sees the harness. Oh, aw. All right, let me get, I hear movement upstairs and I'm like, really? That means Miss Piper is up. That means I gotta take her out. Well, I have 3 minutes left. Let's have a look. She's gonna come down soon. Make it a little bit more runny this side. Yeah, the colors are fantastic. C says, I use watercolor and I ran into lots of issues like they would have with other mediums. It's gorgeous and the colors are outstanding. Thank you. And Christina, hi. I just turned the image upside down, leaving my mobile phone on the table, and it looks great, Shah. We will see. All right, well, there are some issues that I can see, so I'm going to quickly correct them before Miss Pipes comes down. Just tonal changes and differences that I need to work on, I think. And you'll see quickly how I change those. It's really about getting this distance too, right? So but thank you all for watching today, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you are here and haven't given me a like. Tomorrow we will be on Zoom, so if you're not part of our morning or our Shah's art class, I do have a group that meets on Mondays and Fridays on Zoom at the same time, and it's basically a co-working session. It has been for for a couple of years now on Mondays and Fridays. So if you want to join us, you can. Just go to my Substack. The link is in my bio, and you can join that way. And this way you also get access to all of these lovely images that we willingly hand out to each other, because these are personal photos, and it's nice to draw from photos that don't have any, I know that people say that, you know, copyright free, and I do use them for my classes, but it's nice to use photos that others have taken and have meaning to them. Okay, so I feel like this needs to be a little bit few lighter areas here, not many. And then I need to go slightly darker down here. It's funny, colors look very different also upside down. And if you don't make it to our Zoom tomorrow, don't forget that Maria and I are live on Substack. That is free for everybody. It's easier if you are a subscriber of our Substacks, because then you'll get a notification. Maria has a Substack called The Opinionologist. Always a fantastic read. It's usually weekly, sometimes not weekly, but usually weekly. Has been for a while now, weekly, which is great. Lots of fantastic links and information. I love it. So go and follow Maria on Substack. I'm trying to get that yellow, and I'm struggling. Of the water. Okay. Because it has a little bit of green, but it has a warmth to it as well. Because I think I just covered too much. I think I should probably stop before I start getting too lost in here. Thanks, Natty. And don't forget also, if you're part of our group, that Meryl has a birthday on Saturday, and we are celebrating with Meryl on Saturday morning in our group paint and draw sessions. So I hope you guys can make it. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that because I think I'm working too much over it. And the clouds are a little bit, oh, there's a little bit I can work on, but that's okay. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to stop there and say thank you, Bernadette. Melissa says, Maria's Substack is one of my favorites to read. Mine too. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. If you have never done upside down painting before, try it. Pippa, try it. If you always think that you can do something and then it doesn't turn out, upside down will change your life. Natty says, thank you for the art session. You are very welcome. Thank you, Bernadette. Have a really good day, everybody. And see you later at Art Hang Party if you're going, or at Drawing Hive. And have a good day. Don't get too rained out, everyone. Bye.